Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Squared Up. As always, I'm Sean, and today we have the RG350M all the way from China. This thing has taken so long to get here with this disease. I can't wait anymore. Let's dig in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Squared Up. Alright, so this package is taking forever to get here, and since it's from China, just to be a little bit extra cautious, I'm going to put my gloves on. Everything inside the package will get a proper alcohol cleaning and sterilizing. Alright, I got my tiny little knife today because it's a pretty small package. Let's dig into it. Here we go. Oh, very tightly packaged. So first off, right out of the box, there's the case. Sweet. Not keeping us waiting at all. The RG350M. In case you are wondering, this is the one with the metal body. Let's see what the inside of the box looks like. And also inside the case, they have left me a small screen protector, which I will put on off camera. And also, taped in the corner here, with a little smiley face, they have given me a 32 gigabyte memory card. If I'm not mistaken, this is just supposed to have the software info on the actual... Oh wait, look at that, there's already one in here. So there's a 16 gigabyte card in here already, so I'm assuming this is the one with all the emulators and such on it. They have included a 32 gigabyte stick for me as well. However, I actually have a 128 gigabyte stick ready to go with games on it already. So yeah, the first impressions on this are really nice. It looks good, it feels really nice in the hand, it's natural to hold, it's not uncomfortable. Button feels really nice, the joysticks move really well and they fling right back. It's not too high of a profile, and there is the click feature on the joysticks as well, which is very nice. Alright, so let's talk about the specifications of the RG350M. Of course, we can see that it has the metal alloy body. It also supports, with the new update, up to 256 gigabyte micro SD card. It's got a dual-core 64-bit 1 gigahertz processor, which is pretty fast for a handheld, especially of this caliber. Pre-installed emulators on the system include PS1, Neo Geo's, Neo Geo Pocket, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Super Famicom, Famicom. The list goes on and on. There's a ton. I should note that from the reviews I've seen so far, it doesn't prove that all of these emulators work perfectly. Some of them are a little bit laggy, but from what I can understand so far, this is one of the best units out right now. It has the most amount of compatibility with all your old favorite games, all the way from the Nintendos to the Game Boys to the PlayStation games. It's very simple. All you got to do is download your ROMs. Hopefully you do that legally, because you do want the developers to get some profit for all the games that they've designed for us and have brought us so much joy in our lives. So make sure you guys support the developers as much as you can. Alright, so I've had the RG350M charged for a little while. Finally, it has enough battery to go. I have put enough games and other content on here. So let's turn it on and see how it looks. Alright, looks like it's loading up properly. Home screen. And let's take a look here. Alright, let's try our first attempt at the RG350 SNES games. Let's start with everyone's favorite, Legend of Zelda. The sound quality is incredible. And look at that screen, that's really bright. I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit because holy cow. Let me know in the comment section how you guys think it looks. But the more important thing is this screen though, which you guys are seeing right here. And I'm playing backwards, so it kind of may look a little weird. But I'm hoping the screen's picking that up properly. It looks fantastic. I don't even think it looked this good on the SNES, to be honest. The cool part is you have all your settings and you can exit and jump into a different game right away. Let's jump into a different one. Wow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's a few hours later. As you can see, I am a vampire. It's almost daytime. Sunlight is out, and things are getting going. I have fiddled around with this thing, not all that long, but I got distracted playing games on it, so I should let you know it wasn't all that hard. I actually don't even have a PC to add more stuff to this. With a PC, you have a lot more capabilities. However, I have a Mac, so it's kind of not quite as compatible. I can't just plug it into the computer and let it work. I have to switch the memory card in and out and pop my ROMs in that way. However, that seems to work fine. It was very easy. Once I figured out how to format the card and get my games on there and wait very patiently. There is a couple games that are on there already that are really nice. They're remakes of other games that have been out, for example, Streets of Rage, and there's a Dracula, which is actually Castlevania, but they've changed the names and stuff so they don't really get in trouble for putting those games on there. However, you could just download any ROM and put it on there. I've noticed even the PlayStation 1 ROMs work well, given you have the right ROMs. Given you have the right files, I should say, because ROMs isn't the right file for the PS1 games. But the Game Boy ones work very well. The Game Boy Advance ones work very well. The NES and Super Nintendo ones work awesome as well. In fact, I think they work better than the original system, just because the screen looks so much better, and the brightness and the colors have just been bumped up so much just due to this little screen right here. So it's it is very worthwhile getting. It's very durable with the body and everything. There are a couple things that I would change about it now that I've played around with it a little bit. There are a lot of games that there are a lot of games and apps on there that aren't in English, and they have no way of being in English, and some of the ones that are translated to English are completely wrong English. It's like Google Maps, right? Or Google Translate. You punch in what you want to say into Google Translate, and it just spits out something, and you use that. It's not always going to get dead on exactly what you're talking about. Now, the system itself is completely fine. The memory card they sent me is, from the looks of it, completely fine. To be honest, I didn't even test it. However, I do have a small issue. I said earlier that I was going to use this screen protector and put it on off camera. Now, when I pulled it out, there was this one sticker on here. Normally there's two of these stickers from what I remember, and there's one on each side. And you take off one and you put that side down onto your system. So say I would take off this side, put it down, and take off side 2 to clear this screen to make sure it is completely clean, it sticks properly and everything like that. However, even though it has the sticker here, there was no protective film. This is just one layer of glass. So I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do with this. This is completely useless. The case is nice, it fits it nicely. Has room for its charger cord here. Not that you would really need any other accessories, maybe another memory card possibly if you have a lot of ROMs and games. But overall, very cool system. I should also mention, because of the coronavirus, this thing took a long time to get to me. It literally took almost twice as long. And from where I live in Canada to China, normally that's a long trip already, and usually mail like this does take a few weeks, maybe up to a month to get here. With the coronavirus, this took nearly 2 months. It actually sat at the post office for about 30 or so days before it was released to come to me. So Canada Post is having some issues with that, but that's not their fault, and that's not this company's fault either. I will leave a link to where I bought this system online. I did not get it off of Amazon because apparently Amazon doesn't have these, and if they do, they ship, or they charge a lot for shipping and duties and all that kind of stuff. It almost doubles the price of this, which is super expensive already in comparison to other consoles that do the same thing. Given this does them much better, so it is worth the money. But so 5 categories, up to 10 points each. Some quick math, that's 50 points. Out of a possible 50 points, for first look and feel, I give this a 9. The RG350M definitely deserves a 9 for first look and feel. It feels fantastic in your hand. It has a great weight. All the buttons feel great. The screen is fantastic. But that doesn't even... and the screen is fantastic, which brings me to my second point, performance. For performance, a lot of people have been giving this a 10. I'm going to give it an 8, and I'll tell you why. It is great, and yes, there are a lot of customizable options to make your emulators run very smoothly. However, a lot of the emulators I would expect to be right out of the box working very well. I expect there to be a little bit of... I expect the company to have these bugs worked out before I receive the product. I shouldn't have to fiddle around with them myself. I know certain ROMs are different, however, it is a final product. I am expecting a certain level of quality, and it did hit the mark with pretty much everything. However, it doesn't run all emulators, which I know the technology is not out yet. I know with future firmware updates it might be able to, but it doesn't play everything. I would love to play some PS2 games on here. I don't think that's a possibility. I've tried, it didn't seem to work too well. I would love to play some GameCube games on here. It doesn't work out too well. Extras and features. So when I bought the RG350M, I did it in a little bit of a rush. I saw a couple of reviews on it online, and I just decided to go for it. I didn't look into it as well as I should have, so I was kind of surprised with some of the features that it had. For one, the HDMI port up top. The mini HDMI port on top is awesome. I can literally plug it into here, plug it into the TV, and within seconds, I'm playing using this as a controller on the big screen, and you have no idea how awesome that feels. To be able to play a Game Boy game in a Game Boy sized console, but to have that option to click this in and be able to play it on a big screen, it makes this little guy feel like a compact Switch without the removable controllers. I love that feature, so high marks for a lot of points for the extra features that it gets. As for price, I will give it a 9. Even though it is expensive, I feel like the price is actually worth it because of all the technology inside here. With future firmware updates and custom firmware, the possibilities with the RG350M are endless. And here's the tough one. Game releases and exclusives. Now, there aren't many games directly made for this system. This is an emulator. It plays every other game. So I kind of am obligated for game releases to give it full marks. However, exclusives. That's where we have a little bit of wiggle room. There are a couple of games on here that are exclusives, meaning they are licensed or free licensed with different names, and they're hacks of another awesome game. For example, Streets of Rage or Castlevania. Or those games play well, they feel great, they have high frame rates. It is awesome to play those games. However, A, it's a port, so it's not exactly an exclusive. And 2, they're not just for this console. You can download them anywhere. So, with that being said, I'm going to give game releases and exclusives a 7. Out of a possible 50, I am giving this system a 45. But I'm also deducting 1 point for this. So 44. Yeah, 44 out of 50. So I will give it like an A-. It's really good. It has a little bit of room for improvement, but it's well worth the money. Make sure you check it out in the link below if you're interested in getting one. And I will see you guys next time with another Squared Up video. I'm Sean. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to hit the thumbs and the subscribe button down below. And also hit that notification bell to see our next videos as soon as they come up. Thanks again. I'm Sean. This is Squared Up.